Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan. If you have not been here before, thank you so much for coming. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys all about my 10 tips to get out of a creative rut, or if you're reaching a block and you need some inspiration or help. So let's hop into the video. Into the video, I wanted to mention that my stickers that I designed are for sale on my website. I was going to show you guys here too. This is the first one. It says coffee first, then create, with a cute little coffee and laptop. And then this one is my wine and design series sticker. So if you guys haven't checked out this series, I post it on Wednesdays where I sip on wine and design, and it's a great time. So yeah, I made these stickers just for fun. I thought it'd be kind of cool to sport them on like your laptop, your water bottle, your phone. I have mine on my phone and it came out pretty cool. This case is actually from H&M, I think it was. They have a lot of like minimal colored phone cases. So maybe check that out, put a sticker on there. I would love it if you guys sport them and let me know if you guys are. I would love to share that and see it. But yeah, those are on my website, so I'll leave that link down below so you guys can check these out. So my number one tip is to step away. I'm sure you guys have heard this before from other designers, but it really does help. I was just in the middle of a project where I have done every concept I could initially think of, and I just hit a roadblock where I was like, I don't know where to move forward from here. And I kind of just stepped away. But you have to make sure when you're giving your client your calendar and your timeline of the work that you allow yourself to step away and that you account for those days that you might need to step back and really like think through the concepts. I recently did that though. I stepped away and I was on the airplane and all of a sudden the idea came to me when I was like on the plane. So stepping away, you will realize that maybe the idea will come to you at the randomest times, like when you're grocery shopping or whatever it is, but allow yourself some space in your head to really be thinking about it subconsciously, but step away so that you can stop overthinking it, because I think that's one of the biggest problems as designers. We start to overthink it, but the second you just like put it to the side and you just stop over focusing on it, hyper focusing, then the idea will come to you. So that's my number one tip. My second tip is Pinterest. Pinterest literally saves my life every time. Every time I'm on there, even if I don't have a project I'm working on, I just get so inspired. I feel so excited when I see all the different design work and I just want to like create. So it's not only motivating for me, but it gives me a lot of great ideas. I get to see different fonts I haven't heard of yet and different color palettes, and it just like kind of gets my creative brain working. And so I love Pinterest for a little extra motivation, but also to create mood boards and really get the project going before I dive into the concepts of like a logo or a brand. Love Pinterest for that, and that's my second tip. So my third tip is to write some notes down when you're initially talking to your client. Now this happens for me when I first hop on a call to brainstorm the project and to really hear their story. I have so many ideas come to me right away without them even telling me what they want. And a lot of times those initial thoughts and ideas are so valuable, and it can be easy to forget them when they're telling you things that they might want to see. So what I would say is when you're on that call, make sure you have a pen and paper ready and you're writing down every single inspiration idea that you thought of as they're telling their story. And that's definitely why I recommend hopping on a call with your clients, to really get that kind of connection with them and be prepared to think of ideas right off the bat. So that's my third tip. Why did I put gum in my mouth halfway through? I don't know. It was a dumb idea. My fourth tip is to go work somewhere else. I think that a lot of times as designers, you're working from home, you're seeing the same things all day long, and sometimes just going to a coffee shop and not only just being in a new place, but like listening to other people's conversations and people watching and stuff, it kind of like helps you bring new ideas to the table. And it also just gets you thinking and seeing like other people and products around you, which can really help the creative mind. Not only do you get a really good caffeinated drink to help you design, but you get to kind of just step away, like I said in the first step, but you're not fully stepping away, you're still working, but you're just in a completely different headspace, and I love doing this. I actually force myself to do this every time I have a new project on my plate because it just helps me get into this flow state that sometimes I can't reach when I'm home. So definitely recommend doing that. Number 5. Now this one might not be everyone's cup of tea, but that is to go work out and just clear the mind. I think that working out is such a powerful thing and even if it's just walking or doing a small yoga class online on YouTube or something, working out for me, it's like this beautiful meditative state where I'm not thinking about anything else. And that helps me clear my mind because I think sometimes we get stuck on projects and it can get our heads can get clouded. Leo, really? For me, the only way to like clear my head is working out. So if there's another way that you like to clear your head, by all means do that. But I have seen huge success when I close my laptop for the day, go to the gym and lift some weights. All of a sudden I have a lot of ideas come to me. So that is definitely something I always do. Oh baby, you can't walk right now, okay? Tip is to talk to people about your project. Now this is when it's really awesome to have connections with graphic designers online, or even like your boyfriend or your dad or your mom or whoever. Talk to people about your project. Sometimes just verbally letting it out and talking about it, like, oh, I'm kind of stumped, like she wants this, but I did this, I don't know what to do next. It kind of helps you like think through all of your thoughts and come up with new ideas. And not only that, sometimes when you're talking to people, they will say something where it's like, that's a super good idea, I'm gonna do that with a little twist on it. And it saves me also every time. My boyfriend is very creative actually, and sometimes when I'm talking to him, he's like, why don't you do that? Why don't you do this? And it actually like really helps me. So I always make sure to talk to people if I feel stumped or something. But yeah, that always usually helps me. So find someone, whether it's another designer, another creative, or just someone in your close group of friends or family to bounce ideas off of, that can really help. Number 7, and this should probably be up higher on my list, but this is to just lay out all of your concepts, every single idea you have, without overthinking it. I mean, some of these ideas might be totally trash and you might have to just scrap them at the end, but throw them all out there, because if you sit there at your computer and you just overthink every single concept you're doing, you won't get anywhere and you will reach a rut where you're like, I don't want to do anything now because I'm not even sure where to begin. So if you feel like you're in that state where you're like, okay, I don't think she wants this, this is too hard, I don't know if I like this, stop saying those and just do it and try and just lay it all out there and then get pickier. So a lot of times I find that I'll make so many concepts and then I have a few favorites, but then the client chooses something I did not think they would choose at all. And that's just proof that maybe sometimes you just need to lay it all out there, because at the end of the day, it is the client's logo. And as much as you want to be proud of that and you want it to be something that you really love, just lay it all out there for them, and don't get too picky in the very beginning, because that's when you're really gonna like burn yourself out and be like, oh my god, I've thought through everything and I haven't even done anything. So definitely just lay them all out there, even just draw them all out on like a notebook, and then pick which ones of those that you want to actually turn into working logos on Illustrator or something. So that is a really big tip for me. I sometimes try not to overthink it in the beginning, and I just do everything I ever thought of, and then I get picky. Okay, number 8. This is more of like a design tip for me when I feel like I don't know where to go. Sometimes there's clients that come to me and they're like, you have complete creative freedom to do whatever you want. And sometimes that's really awesome, but sometimes it's like, I wish they gave me a little bit of direction, because a lot of times people do know what they want, they just don't know how to explain it. But my number 8 tip is to look at the letters and look at the font you're using. So a lot of times there's like fonts you can buy online on like Creative Market, or you can go onto Font and find some, or even Google fonts. but you can customize these fonts to be very like beautiful and unique to their brand. So if I'm ever like in a deep rut where I'm like, I don't know where to go with this, I'll look at like the details on the lettering and kind of think of ways I can like change like the T or the A, or maybe stretch out one of the legs of the letter to kind of give it a little bit of like extra spice to it. So whenever I feel like I don't know what element to involve, I'll usually always look at the letters and the font and kind of come up with some way I can make that a little more custom and make that more of the statement of the logo or the brand. So there was a brand I recently saw where it was so simple but so beautiful, and they took the E and they just like reversed it and like put it close to the A, and it was like a gorgeous logo. And it was so simple, but sometimes you just need the simplicity of the fonts and stuff. So I definitely recommend, if you feel like you don't know where to move forward, look at the letters, because there might be something really cool within that you can customize for them. Okay, number 9 is to find when you work the best. For me, I think I kind of am one of those people that changes when I design, like the timing of when I design, whether it's like in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. A lot of times I kind of just design when I feel the most inspired and the most ready to just dive into it. But I have realized that in the morning, if that's the first thing I do for the day, it's the best time for me. It's like when I'm the most creative. It's when I have nothing else on my mind but that. So I try to design in the mornings on like certain days of the week, just so what I was saying was find the time that you're the most creative, because all of us are so unique and so different in this way, where sometimes you might work really great at night and sometimes you might work amazing in the morning. It's really just so personal to you, but I think it's really important to pay attention to those times you were in that flow state, where you were in that flow state, whether it was a certain coffee shop, a certain place in your house, and really just hone in on that and like set aside time to make that your full creative hour or hours. And I recommend turning your phone on Do Not Disturb, just eliminate all distractions so you can just dive into that flow state and really dedicate that time of day to get your work done. So I like to do that in the morning. Like I said, that's when I feel the most creative, when I have nothing else on my mind but that logo or that brand. So I usually try and set aside, usually earlier in the week, earlier in the day is like my prime time to design, and like no one messes with me during that time. It's when I just get it done and I feel the happiest about it. Okay, my last tip, number 10, is a difficult one, but this is to learn how to say no more. And this can go into every part of your life. It can go into your social life, it can go into family, whatever it is. Just learn how to say no more. And this is something I've been working on a lot. It's a really difficult thing, but I think that a lot of times we reach a burnout phase or we get in a rut when we are overloaded with things to do. We burn ourselves out so much that we don't even know where to begin. And if you have been there, let me know down below, because I guarantee I'm not alone on this one. But sometimes when you say yes so much, you can just you can overwhelm yourself to the point of a roadblock. So I definitely recommend figuring out how many clients you can handle at a time, as this is also very unique to you and your current lifestyle. If you have a lot of other things going on, if you have a full-time job, you might not be able to say yes as much to clients, but I would recommend kind of just being honest with yourself with how much you can really handle, and make sure that you can handle one client with all of your energy and all of your focus, and not be spread so thin, because that's when you can also reach like a creative block and not really know where to begin or who to work on first. So I definitely recommend working on saying no more. I personally try and take on only 1 to 2 websites at a time, website designs at a time. And then when it comes to branding clients, I take on at most 4 at a time. I've realized if I go above 4, I can reach a place of so much overwhelm. To be honest, 2 is like my sweet spot. If I can just work on 2 branding clients, 1 website client, I'm golden. But yeah, that's honestly, it's just so personal with what you can handle. If you have a team behind you, you might be able to handle more, which is a beautiful thing. But learn how to say no more, because that will definitely help your creative block. It'll help you excel, and a lot of times less is more. Thank you so much for watching this video. I just wanted to make this because I've gotten a few questions about how do you get out of a creative rut? How do you get motivation if you're lacking it? Like I said, all those tips really help me, and I hope they help you too. Let me know if you did like this video, and let me know what your guys' tips are when you are in a creative rut, because it's one of those places where it's not fun to be, and it's great to get out of it and reach that flow state. If you guys did like this video, I would appreciate it so much if you gave it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and I will see you guys in my next video.